I'm Ruby, and welcome to Ruby's Outdoor Rendezvous. We have an exciting adventure ahead. I'm hunting in Ohio for big bucks at Oakwood Outfitters. This is the annual Ohio Youth Hunt, and I'm the only hunter in camp. We're staying in a neat log cabin, and I'll be hunting over some food plots in the farmlands of southeastern Ohio. This area is noted for producing some really big bucks, and I hope to get to see one in shooting range. I'll be using my Savage 220 slug gun, so I'm ready to go. Now, stay with us for some more deer hunting action in Ohio. This was a really cold hunt. It was raining, sleeting, and snowing all at the same time.
They're just laying down. There might be a buck laying there. Could you get on him, Ro?
Yeah, perfect. I could shoot that if that was a buck. Up in this field up here, there was a doe, and she was laying down, and she got up, and we were just like on the trail looking at her. Then I had the idea to walk up and put it on this little wide branch, the gun in between it so I could aim at them. And then two more stood up, and we were just waiting here for a little while, and they were just standing around. And we were hoping that there was going to be a buck with them, but there wasn't. So now we're just standing here, but they jumped over this little fence because they finally got scared away. But they were looking at us for a really long time, and that makes me feel lucky because at least we're like actually seeing like animals, and that means like a buck is probably nearby, so I'm really excited. And last night when I was just getting ready to go to bed, Pop-Up was unloading the car, like the rest of the stuff, and there was this huge buck, like by the woods line, a little ways away from our cabin, and oh, it was so big, and he brought me out, and we just looked at it for a little while, then it ran away. Then like maybe 10 minutes later, like a smaller buck came by, like another buck. So we saw two bucks last night, and he was just walking around and like right by our cabin, and that was really cool. I really like going away from home on my out-of-state hunting and fishing adventures. There's always much to see and do, besides the hunting. On our way to Ohio, we stopped at Cabelas in Wheeling, West Virginia. This is a cool building with a huge sculpture of a grizzly bear mom and her cubs. They're fighting with a bunch of eagles over a salmon. Inside the store, there are all kinds of taxidermy displays. One end of the store has a huge mountain with a variety of big game animals, like mountain goats standing on the cliffs. They have dull sheep there too. I liked the zebras and the elephant display. All the African antelope species were amazing to see. We spent some time looking at the fish in the giant aquarium. Finally, I checked out the big bucks in the white-tailed deer exhibit. Some of these were record book bucks. I hope to shoot a giant one like one of these. I saw one doe at the box blind, and it saw or heard something and ran away. We didn't see any more deer there, but the fox squirrels were running all around us. They were feeding like crazy after the big storm. We're going in the tent blind over the food plots, and I really hope we see a giant buck, maybe like an 11-point or something, but I'm really hoping that we'll finally see something. On Sunday afternoon, we hiked about a half mile to the tent blind for the last evening hunt. To get there, we had to pass the box blind, go around the pond, and through the thick, dark pine forest. There's a hole in the roof, but this is a good spot. We're right on a food plot, and there's a feeder, and we just saw fresh tracks when we were walking in here. So hopefully we see something. Once in the tent, I didn't see any deer. We used the grunt tube, but no bucks came in. Then a flock of turkey walked right by us. They heard us moving our seats around in the tent and went back into the woods. I was getting mad because my hunt was almost over and we didn't see a buck yet. So I told my pups, let's walk back to the cabin and maybe a buck will appear. As we got to the pond by the box blind, I saw a big buck and 2 does. I was really thrilled. I got my slug gun on my shooting stick and put the crosshairs right on him. When I pulled the trigger, a big orange flame shot out the barrel. I got really excited. I really thought I shot him, but when we walked up and looked for the blood and hair where he was standing, we couldn't really find anything. We weren't really sure if I actually shot the buck since it was a really far shot. We looked and looked until it got really dark out. Then we finally decided that I just totally missed the buck, which was a good thing since we didn't injure him. Back in September, Dave sent us this trail cam photo of a nice buck in velvet. The deer was feeding near my box blind. He has 10 points, and I think this is the same buck I shot at. Hopefully next year he'll be even bigger. This area of the Hocking Hills is noted for its huge caves and steep cliffs. We hiked a trail to the Ash Cave to see this unique geological formation. The Wyandot Indians made this rocky gorge their home for many centuries. The cave was named for the deep layer of ash below the overhanging rocks from centuries of Indian campfires. The tall cliffs and caves helped protect the tribe from the wind, rain, and snow. Archaeologists have dug up all sorts of stone tools, spear points, and arrowheads dating back thousands of years. In the mid-1800s, this rock formation was also used by the settlers, farmers, and residents as a public meeting place. It's a natural amphitheater, and the speakers could be heard clearly by the audience. The Hocking Hills are full of history. I really learned a lot on this trip. Hunting is a lot harder than most people think it is. I hope when you go hunting for that big buck, you see it. Good luck in the great outdoors, and remember, at Ruby's Outdoor Rendezvous, we're on target for all seasons.